So we're talking about what burnout actually feels like in our body and mind, and the warning signs most women ignore until it's too late. And the simple but powerful method I use personally to reset, recover, and come back stronger.
Do you want a premium brand and serve your ideal clients, but struggle with burnout and the confidence to charge more? If so, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Meghan, serial entrepreneur and your business coach bestie. I learned the secret of how to scale my business and multiply what God has entrusted to me. Premium pricing. If you're ready for biblical strategies, making peace with money, and multiplying what God has called you to steward, grab your laptop and grab your coffee, girlfriend. This one is for you.
If you're listening to this episode right now, you've definitely had this feeling. You wake up already tired, the smallest tasks feel completely impossible, your body physically hurts, you're edgy, short-tempered, overwhelmed, and by the things that normally would just take you 5 minutes. Your hormones are all over the place, your mind is so fried that you can barely comprehend a simple email, let alone run a business, lead a team, and show up for your family. Friend? That's not just tiredness, that's burnout. And if that description hit a little too close to home today, I need you to stay with me for the next 15 to 20 minutes because running on empty is not God's design for you, sis. And today, I'm going to show you my simple method for getting out of it so you can show up with the excellence He has called you to. So believe it or not, the earliest warning sign of burnout is not the breakdown. It is the constant frustration, the lack of desire, maybe even the lack of creativity, and the overwhelming sense that everything is too much. It's too much. But instead of slowing down, you've convinced yourself that pushing through is the only option because, well, things need to get done. But here's the question you need to sit with right now. And if you're crying, if my questions are bringing you tears, that's a telltale sign you're in burnout, my friend. My question is, does it though? Can it wait a day, 2 days, or just long enough for you to get a reset? And God will allow that to happen because He gives us the freedom of choice. It can happen through physical illness, physical injury, hormonal chaos, or a complete emotional breakdown. And what I've found is that our family feels it first. They see every side of us, the good, the bad, the ugly. And when the people closest to us are getting the worst of us, that is the first red flag that you need to scale it back. Our family is our first ministry. If your home is suffering, your business is going to follow. And this is not a warning to add more guilt onto your plate, so do not receive this as guilt. This is your compass pointing you back to what matters most. So burnout's really not just like a physical or emotional problem. It's often a spiritual signal. And it is a sign that you have been operating in too much and in your own strength and on your own timeline rather than in God's will. Maybe you've become so focused on where you wish you were that you have stopped being present in the season you actually need to be in, the season that you prayed for. So here's a sobering truth about the enemy. He doesn't need to tempt you to steal your peace or your joy. All he needs to do is distract you. What does that distraction look like? It looks like a full calendar, an overflowing inbox, and a to-do list that never ends. It looks productive, it feels righteous, but if it's pulling you away from God, your family, and your own well-being, it is still the enemy's work. When I think about the earth and its seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter, in every single season, everything God intended to happen happens on His timeline, not yours. Where I live, people are always like, come on, summer, this winter is so long. Well, it's going to come when it's supposed to come. The trees do not panic in winter. The ocean does not resist the pull of the moon. And God built rhythms of rest into all of creation, especially the ones who are made in His image. God rested, And the Sabbath was not made for God, it was made for you and me. Most of us think doom scrolling on social media is a way to unplug and decompress, but our brain is still processing information subconsciously, constantly, even when it feels passive. True rest is not consuming less content. It is giving your brain permission to stop processing altogether. Unplugging means actually unplugging from socials, from your inbox, from answering texts the second they come in, all of it. And you probably don't even need a whole week off, though I would highly recommend it. Sometimes you just need a day, half a day, or even just 3 hours in a different environment. Get out of your usual surroundings and into a space that allows you to just be. And some of you just took a big, deep breath. I'll take one with you. For me, it's the beach, the ocean. It literally refills my soul. I packed up my kids actually just the other day, cleared my schedule, and went. No phone, no social media, just the sun, the waves, and the fresh air, and my kiddos playing in the sand. For you, it might be the woods, the mountains, maybe a trip to your mom's house, a quiet library away from the noise and the chores of the household, or even just your own backyard. The location is not the point. The stillness is. Get out from under the weight of your usual surroundings and get into a place where God can actually get a word in edgewise. And once you are still, journal, brain dump, talk to God. The physical form of writing is a form of release. It takes your thoughts from your brain and it physically transitions out through your hand. And I'm not meaning typing on your phone and being a thumb warrior. I'm actually talking about picking up a pen or a pencil and writing your thoughts on paper. And ask him to show you where the fat needs to be trimmed in your life and in your schedule. Let him speak tenderly to you because you are his daughter. You're his daughter, and he cares so much about you. Let him show you where you've been leaning on your own strength instead of his. And if you can't seem to get alone time, phone a friend, a sister, maybe your mom. It is so interesting that people who love us most always seem to have the exact words God is already speaking to us. And that's not a coincidence, by the way. That's confirmation. And if you don't have people to lean on, go to God's word. We're always looking for a word from the Lord, but forget that he gave us 66 books of them. So surrendering burnout to God looks like open hands. Literally, open up your hands right now, palms faced up to the sky. Laying your business on the altar and saying, Lord, this is yours. I know I cannot steward this if I'm exhausted. So Lord, take what is not meant for me and place into my hands what is. I trust you and I want to serve you with excellence. Now, you need to actually rest. Put up an away response on your email. Step back from social media for a weekend, for a week. It's not going to kill your algorithm, trust me. Ask for help with your kids for your workload. I want you to set new boundaries and find an accountability partner who will hold you to them. And you are not made to do this alone. And the women who get it, who want to see you succeed in everything God has for you, they exist. Find your people and let them carry some of the weight with you. So what does burnout recovery look like? It looks like smiling and laughing more. And even at the little things, the mistakes, the things that don't go exactly the way you want them to go, the person on your team that maybe made a little mistake or was running 5 minutes late. Think on the things above. What's that? Philippians 4:8. It looks like saying no to things that are not aligned with your current season without guilt or explanation. And it looks like spending time with God regularly. not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to be in our Abba's lap and to hear him tenderly speak to us as his daughters. It looks like knowing deep in your bones that the place you just came from, Burnout Central, no thank you, is not a place you ever want to go back to. And that knowing becomes your greatest protection against it happening again. Excellence on the other side of burnout recovery is not performance, by the way. It is overflow. And overflow is what your clients, your family, and the kingdom were always meant to receive from you. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Running on empty is not a badge of honor. It's a signal. It's a big red flag. And the God who built rest into the rhythms of all creation built it inside of you too. So give yourself permission to stop, to be still, to let him speak to you, and then come back, rested, reset, and ready to serve with excellence he was always intending for you to be operating in. So for this week's challenge, I want you to identify one thing on your schedule this week that can just wait. One thing that you can release for just a day or two to give yourself a reset, and then go be still somewhere, even for 3 hours, and see what God says. And if you find yourself constantly hitting the wall of burnout and you cannot seem to figure out what keeps landing you there, I would love to help you. Send me a message at Meghan@courageouslikeher.com and let's set up a time for a virtual coffee. If coffee's not your jam, bring tea, bring your matcha. Who cares? You were not meant to keep running on empty and doing it alone. So before you go, I want you to head on over to courageouslikeher.com/insider and become a part of our Kingdom Business Builders community, where you'll get weekly encouraging emails from me personally that you can actually respond back to. And yes, I will be the one responding. I want to nurture you in this thing called business, in this thing called entrepreneurship, because again, friend, we don't have to do this alone. And if you're looking for a community of like-minded women who, like I said, get it, become a part of our monthly mastermind membership, where we meet monthly and talk over what accountability looks like, what specific strategy steps in growing our business looks like. I have guest speakers come in. I have hot seat moments. This is an hour and a half of training that you want to be in on. And also, if you could, would you share this episode with a Christian woman entrepreneur in your life who is ready to own her calling boldly and unapologetically Christian? So, my friend, will you do it? Will you go rest? If not today, in the next few days. And until next time, be well and God bless.
Hey girl, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share this with a friend who may want to scale her business without relying on hustle? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It lights me up to know that this podcast is helping you. Okay, time to go reheat my coffee, be a mom, and a CEO. I'm excited to meet you right back here for another episode. Until then, God bless.